In the modern world, few people are surprised by such a pet as a fox. More and more people are starting to keep them as pets. Once upon a time, wild foxes could be next to a person, serve him, and feel comfortable. However, like all other pets, they also have their pros and cons. The fox is an independent animal, but extremely trusting of its owner. She does not like to wander alone and adapts to a person. Also, foxes have ingenuity and a good memory. It is not difficult to make contact with them as they are obedient. It is not worth punishing the beast because being driven into a corner, he can show aggression even towards the owner. Besides, foxes are very vindictive. The fox loves to play, climbs into boxes, and runs after the ball. If you have another large animal in the house, then most likely she will make friends with him. Aggression on the part of the animal is mainly seen when it tries to protect its own offspring. As a rule, the fox is neutral towards all other pets and keeps a certain distance, but can also make friends if they grew up together. Foxes as pets bros. Not picky about food. The domestic fox eats any type of food. As a rule, the owners pamper them with high-quality food, which is originally intended for dogs. In addition, vegetables, fruits, and berries are added, which the fox also eats with pleasure. To ensure that this animal does not experience nutritional problems, experts recommend giving food that is most similar to what they can find in the wild. At the same time, exclude the use of raw fish with bones so that there are no problems with digestion. Does not require long walks. The fox needs to be walked in the evening or at night. She will not tolerate going out of a need to the very street but instead go to the tray, if of course, she is accustomed to this. A walk is more needed for the socialization of a pet, and one time per day is enough for this. Loves affection. Foxes love to be treated well. The owner is required to give them warmth and care. They are very loyal animals, and if they are treated with care and love, they will respond in kind. If the beast has done a dirty trick, then you can't shout at him, but you can only slightly shame him. Friendliness. Foxes can be friends with other pets. Even despite their predatory nature, they may well get along with a small kitten or puppy, but they will never be touched. But small pets are more likely to be mistaken for prey, such as rabbits, chinchillas, or hamsters. Affection. Foxes are very loyal animals, and if they are socialized and accustomed to a person, they will become attached to him and become faithful for the rest of their lives. Games. Foxes are very fond of when they are given a lot of attention, especially when they play. But at the same time, it is worth playing neutral games so as not to disturb the animal and not to awaken aggressiveness in it. It is especially not recommended to play tug of war, as the fox does not really understand that this is a game, and in the process of tug of war, it can attack. It is recommended to behave with her as with a dog and play hide and seek and a ball. If you act playfully, then she will become even more attached and become happier. Foxes as pets. Cons. Lots of attention. The fox is extremely demanding, and the owner must give her at least 5 hours a day. At this time, you need to do various things with the animal, such as playing, walking, and studying. You can also teach the fox to understand some commands, which will be useful in the future when walking and just while playing. The animal gnaws at everything. Behind the fox, it is noticed that she is a devotee of gnawing various objects, clothes, and shoes. Even dogs and other animals don't behave like that. The behavior can be described as saw, grabbed, and ran. To avoid this, the animal needs its own toys, which will gnaw. Complex socialization. It is much more difficult to socialize with a fox than a dog, although it belongs to the breed of dogs. To accustom her at least a little to people and other animals will take more than 1 month. Even the owner needs a lot of time to get used to it, but it happens that the animal will perceive it immediately. The smell of an animal. The main disadvantage of keeping this animal is the smell. At the same time, the fox does not stink, and even when wet, it does not stink from it like a dog. In this case, we are talking about her urine and feces. They have a specific and pungent smell and are somewhat reminiscent of burnt rubber. However, they still cannot compete with cats in terms of smell. Trouble. The fox needs to be looked after, especially during the first time of her stay in the house. She will go to the toilet everywhere, and because of this, the cleaning process will have to be given her a lot of free time. In addition, it is difficult to get rid of the smell of urine. Cost. Buying a fox is a very expensive undertaking. Moreover, everything will not end with the purchase of the animal itself, and the money will continue to be spent on veterinarians and expensive feed. If a person cannot afford this, then it is better to refuse to purchase such a pet and buy a dog. Too much attention from others. One has only to get such a pet, so immediately there will be increased attention to your person, and people will begin to ask different questions. For example, is this a real fox? And so on. Not every person will like it, and if so, then the purchase should be abandoned. Conclusion. The fox domestic from the domesticated has differences. The main thing is that the first animal can be kept at home, but the second cannot. The difference between them is that the domestic fox was specially bred for keeping in an apartment. It does not show aggression and is smart and obedient. A domesticated fox, that is, brought from the forest, on the contrary, is overly aggressive, wild, and can harm the owner. At home, a fox can live approximately 15 to 20 years. If she lived further in the wild, then her age would rarely exceed 7 years, which would be influenced by many factors in the same way as at home. The following factors affect the lifespan of a fox: whether the animal is under stress or not, does she get her own food or is she being fed, how much he moves and how often he encounters enemies, the presence of diseases. At home, there are not many factors, since the owner will look after, feed, and walk. In addition, constant care will prevent many diseases. Ultimately, all this affects the longevity of the pet. Are you thinking about getting a fox? Let us know what you decide in the comments below. And if you know someone who's thinking about getting a fox, please share this with them. If you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. Otherwise, have a great day. Thanks for watching.